final hall of the European Championships 2025. Good to see you here. You become more than before 15 minutes. That is great because we want to start one of the...
Good morning to you and welcome back once again. We're now on day 4 of the European Shooting Championships in this illustrious venue in Châteauroux, right in the centre of France. 1 year ago, it was the home of the Olympic Games, and for now, it's the home of the European Championships for 2025. And just in case I was incorrect, the screen there just showing the banners and the signs that we've got up here indicating exactly where we are. Now, that is our schedule for today. Pretty packed. We're indoors just the once today at 11:30 for the 50-metre rifle 3 positions trio men. My name is Rory McAllister. I'll be your commentator. Alongside me of Switzerland is rifle shooter Christoph Durr, and we are your commentary team for this rifle 3P trio men. Both the bronze medal match coming up just now and then the gold medal match to follow shortly after. Then the rest of the day we're outside for shotgun events, as you saw on the schedule. So here come the Serbian trio, led out by Lazar Kovacevic. Also alongside him is Milenko Sevic and Marko Ivanovic. A pretty formidable trio, to be fair. Milenko Sevic, the eldest, in the middle. He's 40 years old. Lazar, 27, and Marko, 23. And plenty of medals between them, which I'll go over in just a second. Here come the Slovakians. Patrik Jani, who leads them out, a familiar name across world shooting, alongside Ondrej Holkol and Stefan Sulek. All of these gentlemen under the age of 30. Patrik Jani, 28, Ondrej Holkol, 29, and Stefan Sulek, 27 years old. So the jury just about to get their introductions.
Liam Crawford, Ireland.
Liam Crawford stepping forward, representing Ireland, the jury in charge, and alongside him is Guy Le Gentil of France.
And now the strongest applause for the most important person of each final, the Chief Range Officer, Jean-Yves Michel.
And Jean-Yves Michel of France is our CRO, that's Chief Range Officer.
You're also ready? So all together, big applause, hands down to the line.
Well, I saw these guys in the cafe earlier on. I thought, well, they've certainly come dressed for the occasion.
Take your position.
They've got glasses, hats, feathers round their necks, face paint. If you're going to do it in style. So Slovakia versus Serbia. 2 great nations in the world of European shooting to battle it out for this bronze medal in this 50-metre rifle 3 positions. Now in this one, rather than the duet, we do get to see all 3 positions, Chris. 1 athlete is in the prone, 1 athlete kneeling, and 1 standing up.
Yeah, this is a really interesting aspect here of this finals format. Brings in a little bit a strategic element as well, but I'll come on back to that later.
So this is how it finished in qualification. Bronze medal match, Slovakia and Serbia. You can see the qualification scores there. Sweden as well, just unlucky in 5th place to miss out. And then the gold medal match coming up for you between Czechia and Norway.
It has been indeed a very tight qualification. Sweden's just missing out because of some inner tens. I think that's one of the aspects as well of this format. Everything is super close. And yeah, coming back to the point earlier, this 3P final is a really trio final is a really interesting aspect, which is that there's a strategic element which shooter is shooting in which position, and yeah, just coming up now, the new graphics.
Yes, the 50 metres is the distance, 16 points is the target to win. Maximum weight of the rifles of 8 kilos. And the bullseye down the other end, 10.4 millimetres. So kneeling, prone and standing. And that's what brings the whole trio, if you like, together for this event, Chris.
Yeah, right. So the coaches decide which shooter is going to shoot in which position. Definitely a strategic element that we don't see usually in other in the individual formats mainly, because their shooter has to shoot every position, obviously. Here it really has a strategic element there who's going to shoot which position.
So just taking a closer look now at Stefan Sulek, 27 years old, and has competed at the World Championships, World Cup, Junior World Cup and European Championships, so certainly is familiar to this kind of pressure. Andrei Holko, who is in the kneeling position, 29 years old, has competed also at World Championships, World Cups and European Championships. And then in the prone position, already down on the mat, taking those sighting shots, is Patrick Jani, bronze medalist at the World Cup final in 2019 and was 7th in the Tokyo final at the Olympics. That was in the 3P. He also has 5 World Cup medals. And he has 3 European gold medals. 2 of them are silver and 1 is bronze, and that's across 50 meters and 10 meters. So the coaches can call a timeout. You'll see them holding the paddles, which is quite a good introduction actually, because before they just had to just put their hand up and sometimes it wasn't quite seen correctly or it wasn't visible enough to the jury, which, to be fair to the jury, they've got their eyes on the actual athletes and what's going on. So Marko Ivanovic of Serbia is the athlete in the prone position. He has 4 European Championship medals, 2 of them silver, 2 bronze. So it could be another bronze for him today. Milenko Sevic, he's 40 years old, the eldest of the Serbian trio. Bronze medalist in Tokyo in the 3 positions and was 11th in the Rio final, so you can see how he made progress across those 2 Olympic Games. He also has a bronze medal at World Championships in the air rifle competitions. So Lazar Kovacevic, the most decorated in terms of medals of the Serbian trio, 27 years old, was 8th here a year ago in the Paris final. Also has a bronze medal at World Championships in the team men. He has a silver medal at the World Cup final in Doha. I remember that one. I was commentator that day in 2023. He has 4 World Cup medals, a gold, silver and 2 bronze. Also that gold medal at the Olympic qualifier last year in Rio, if you remember that competition that was put in because the World Cup at Granada didn't have any 25 or 50 metre events. They only ran the 10 metres, so they had to run another competition where the additional 25 metres and 50 metre events were instigated. Lazar Kovacevic also has 4 European Championship medals, 1 gold, 3 silver, and it could even be a bronze today. So if you'd like to follow us on social media, there are QR codes for you. Just point your camera and follow the links, and away you go. So Chief Range Officer will give us the 30-second warning.
30 seconds.
And it's also an indication to the athletes that they've got 30 seconds to go. Chris, when you're in that situation, do you stop, or do you actually think, oh, I'll take another shot if I can?
Well, it depends a little bit on in which position you are. Usually in sling positions, it takes you a little bit less time to take the shot than in standing position. But that's certainly the moment where you still want to take one more breath just to calm down and get ready for when it's called match time.
So silence descends around the shotgun. The shotgun, that'll be later. Oh, we've been doing a lot of finals. Around the finals hall, the hush descends. This is the 50-metre rifle, 3 positions, trio men. This is the bronze medal match. And the gold medal match still to come. Czechia versus Norway. A real tough one to call there. I mean, I think this one perhaps could even go the same way. So the first team to 16 points. And this is how it works. Each athlete takes their individual shot. A 10.9 is the highest. And then those shots are combined. And the highest decimal total then gets 2 points. If there's a tie, and it does happen, it happened 2 or 3 times yesterday, which is incredible really. 6 decimal shots, a tie. Each team then gets 1 point each. So you can see there, Serbia have taken the first series. 3 shots in the 10 ring. And that's really where you need to keep it. It's almost, I mean, we say, Chris, that really in order to win series, you need to be kind of 10.4 or higher. But even to stand a chance, you do need to keep it in the 10s.
For sure. So there are usually two ways out to win a point right there. The first one being to everybody hits a 10. That gives you already good odds to win the point in that round. And the other way to win it is that out of your 3 shooters are shooting like the really high 10s. We're talking here 10.7, 10.8, 10.9s. Because these are really the valuable shots that you want to get there. And can take a little bit of pressure off, usually of the standing shooter that shoots latest from the trio.
Yes, pressure really is on the shooter in the standing position. And as Chris has said there, with the high 10s, I mean, we were talking about draws, but it's also incredible in these trio matches how many series are even taken by 0.1.
Great shot there by Patrick Jani, 10.8, as we were just been talking about. Let's see if we can bring it home here. There we are, 30.3 for Slovakia versus a 29.8 for Serbia. They tied their game again, 2-2.
Yes, 2 shots in the 9 ring for Serbia, and that's cost them. Even though that 9.8 was a high 9, as Chris was saying, that 10.8 is from Jani is really what's pulled them through there. Jani being in the prone position, so we expect the prone athletes to score the highest. Doesn't always work like that. We had Jeanette Justad yesterday scoring 10.9 standing up. So
yeah, right. But usually that's really the job of the mainly the sling position athletes, so kneeling and prone, to shoot like the really high 10s, and the standing shooter is the one that is supposed to just hit the 10 ring. Yeah, Slovakia is really going strong in their game there. 2 10.7s for both Ondrej Holko and Patrick Jani. Let's see what Stefan Sule can do in the standing position. 10.2, great round for Slovakia. 31.6 versus 31.3 for Serbia, giving another 2 points for Slovakia. And a 10.9 there by Marko Ivanovic, didn't see that.
So bearing in mind, 32.7 is the highest of the combined trio scores. 31.6, and then that 10.9 as well from Ivanovic. Ivanovic is in the prone position, so again we are expecting those higher scores from the prone athletes. And Lazar Kovacevic, just seeing the sticker on the side of his rifle, Paris 2024, he was 8th in the Olympic final in this very finals hall. So he's been here before. Memories of what happened 12 months ago, I'm sure.
3 decent shots for Serbia there. Pressure's now on Stefan Sulek, standing for the Slovakian team. Oh, we see a lot of movements there on the rifle. Managed it to shoot a decent shot nevertheless, but yeah, Serbia ties the game again at 4 points.
So it's the first team to get to 16 points who'll take the bronze medal in this one. 30.6 from Serbia. It's a decent enough total. And really, if you get to 30 in a trio, you do stand a chance. Not a guarantee, but you certainly stand a chance of winning the series. And certainly if you're over 31, obviously the odds increase, but we do get some close totals. And this is very even. Slovakia 4, Serbia 4.
Strong round by Serbia, 31.5. It's a really good round. And 11.4 would be necessary for Slovakia to get that point, so that's already for safe for Team Serbia. 4-6.
So 31.5 for Serbia, another really decent total. They're 1.7 in front of the Slovakians with those 2 shots in the 9 ring from Sulek and Holko. Jani with the best shot of the trio, 10.2. So Serbia take another valuable 2 points.
Milenko Sebic, certainly the most experienced guy on the field here today. Has already a long and successful shooting career onto his belt. That's certainly something that helps in situations like that to get on with the pressure. And that 9.4 was certainly not what it was hoping for. We saw him adjusting a little bit right there. Not happy with the setting of his butt plate, probably in the shoulder.
So this time Slovakia 30.4, all shots in the 10s, and that's what makes the difference, because if you look across at Serbia, 2 of those shots in the 9s and a 9.0 and a 9.4 is just, I mean, you'd be really lucky, I think, to win a series with 2 shots like that. And it's certainly not a criticism, it's just a fact, really, of the trio format.
We see here Andre Holko in one of the two kneeling, one of the two sling positions. So when we talk about sling positions, we're talking about prone and kneeling, where you use a sling to stabilize the rifle. Whereas in the standing position, what we see here with Lazar Kovacevic, you're not allowed to use a sling for additional stabilization. The sling obviously mounted around your upper arm and then going onto the rifle. We see here a great round for Slovakia, 31.4 points. And Serbia at the moment struggling a little bit. We see Stevan Pletikozic, the coach of Serbia, taking a timeout in a crucial moment. I think especially Lazar Kovacevic hasn't been all too happy with his last shots. Maybe he even, coach was picking up something. Maybe he dropped some of the ammunition.
Yeah, there was certainly something said between the two of them. Kovacevic turned round and looked back. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but there's clearly some sort of discussion going on here, because the timeout seems to be all about Lazar Kovacevic rather than the other two. 60 seconds is the maximum. You can see the clock ticking down.
Yeah, he was checking out the bullets right there to see whether there was some dirt on the bullets or something. That is certainly something that you don't want to get into your rifle. This is really something that can get the shot flying somewhere where you don't want it to land. I mean, we're talking here about high precision, so it's really important that the bullets are all clear and there is no further dirt into the rifle being picked up.
Yes, the 10 ring down the other end, 50 meters away, is 10.4 millimeters wide. It's mind-blowing, really, to think that it's just over a centimeter.
Yeah, basically the size of your pinky nail that you're gonna have to hit over a distance of 50 meters.
Easy, Chris, easy.
Well, these guys make it look easy for sure.
Right, almost level here, a 0.2 difference. Prone versus standing now. This is why I love these trio events. You've got a 10.5 in the prone and then standing a 10.1 and a 30.8 total. All shots in the 10 ring, notice, but then it's just those decimals that make the difference. And there's a series win by 0.2, and Serbia have clawed back another 2 points. A successful series on the back of a timeout, 30.8. And really now, it's anybody's bronze medal match. First trio to get to will take bronze, and it's so close. And I think this is what we all love.
Absolutely, this is what makes these trios finals so special. I think the pressure is now rising for both teams. When you're 8-8, you know, it could be anyone's. Oh, 10.9, strong shot there by Andre Holko. No, sorry, by Patrick Jani. The prone position for Slovakia. Oh, and another 10.9 by Stefan Sulek in the standing position. Wow, 2 10.9s out of 3 shots for the team Slovakia. 32.3 points. Just 0.4 of a point off the absolute maximum that is possible to score. Fantastic score right there for Slovakia, taking home another 2 points for them, giving them a slight lead over Serbia with 29.5 points in this round.
Well, 2 shots in the 10 ring from Serbia. That one 9.7 with a standing shot to go. 29.9. Is that going to be high enough? A 9.1 or higher required, and Sulek has slammed in a 9.9. It's enough to take a series win for Slovakia. 30.8. They were 0.9 in front, and Slovakia now, well, 4 points in front in terms of the series total. And they need to get to 16 if they're to take bronze. Meanwhile, Serbia, who have used their timeout, if they want another rest, they can only hope that Slovakia call a timeout. But with the way this is going, I don't think there's any real indication at the moment that we're going to see a timeout from Slovakia.
Yeah, Slovakia certainly wants to keep the game running. They're on a good streak right now. The momentum is certainly on their side at the moment. So they certainly want to keep staying in the flow. .21 already for Slovakia. That's great right there. A 9.3 brings it home for Slovakia. We see some movements there. Stefan Sulek. But a great shot again, 10.3.
Yes, they needed a 9.4 or higher in order to take that series, and they've done it. 2 10.3s and a 10.7. And again, as Chris was explaining earlier on, those high 10s, that really then helps to back up the other 2 in the trio. And when you're in the prone position, like Patrick Jani is, it's kind of your job, really, to make sure you keep going in the mid to high 10s. Very impressive stuff, and Slovakia are now 1 series, possibly away from a bronze.
Yeah, pressure's really now on Team Serbia. We saw some slight movements there for Milenko Sebic. 9.7, certainly not the shot he was hoping for. Marko Ivanovic with a 10.8. That was great. 10.6 by Lazar Kovacevic.
And now Sulek here needs a 10.5 or higher to take the bronze. 9.6, and Serbia claw back into this bronze medal match. Serbia take that series with 31.1.
Yeah, shot released by Stefan Sulek. We saw it immediately after the shot that he wasn't happy about that one. The recoil that you saw, the movement of the muzzle of the rifle wasn't properly. It wasn't soft. It wasn't smooth. It was it was going a little bit into one direction. You want to have it just really just relaxing, going up and coming back down. Really as a soft movement. There you saw there was a lot of tension. Maybe he was using some force to trying to stabilize the rifle. And yeah, he knew immediately after the shot that this wasn't a good one.
Yes, and he's also aware that he's the last to go. And the other 5 have taken their shot.
Certainly doesn't make it easier.
So Serbia have put their flag in the sand in this series with 30.6. And now Sulek needs a 10.9 in order to win this series. So this is looking likely for Serbia. A 9.5, Serbia are coming back into this bronze medal match. It was close early on, it was locked at 8 points each. And just as we said, well, at that particular time, would there be a timeout from Slovakia? They were cruising, but Serbia since then have taken 2 series. And now Slovakia have indeed called the timeout, and surely this is just for the athletes to get a breather.
Yeah, absolute crucial moment here for Slovakia at this point in time to take the timeout. We saw there were some movements on the rifle. Certainly there's going to be a little bit of pressure. Some of the nervosity crawling up from the belly up into your neck. And here, this extra minute of a timeout can give you the chance, give you the space to take a deep breath, to calm down a little bit, to refocus again on what's important for you to make this, to hit this 10 ring again.
Now, interestingly, during that timeout, it was just Andre Holko that had some coaching, inverted commas. Stefan Sulek and Patrick Jani were able to just stay in their positions. So is this the last series? Will Serbia level this bronze medal match here at the European Championships 2025?
Oh, great shot there by Milenko Sebic, 10.8. 10.8, but as well for Andre Holko. Oh, 10.7 for Patrick Jani.
And an 8.9 from Kovacevic, that could be painful. An 8.6 or higher required.
Whoa!
And Serbia, there we have it, have done it. They've got over the line, 16 points, and they take the bronze medal in this 50-meter rifle, 3 positions, trio men. And it was a fight right to the end, really. Just when it looked that Serbia might claim back another series win, it wasn't meant to be. That shot in the low 8s and an 8, well, say low 8, but an 8.9 for Kovacevic really has cost them, because Ivanovic and Sebic had a 10.3 and a 10.8 respectively, which was there or thereabouts against the Slovakian team. But Slovakia, a final series, Sulek with a 9.0, so it was just in front of Kovacevic's shot. Holko with a 10.8 and Patrick Jani with a 10.7, and it was all over. So Slovakia take the bronze medal. Serbia have to settle for 4th place.
Yeah, I think that's a perfect example of how important that timeout can be. It can give you this little extra space that you need to just refocus again, recenter again, and get a great shot again in the next round. Yeah, Slovakia definitely. It came in handy for them that the coach still had a timeout up his sleeve.
Chris, I mean, how do you deal mentally with a 4th place, be it individually or in a trio like this? I mean, you specifically, how do you deal with that?
Well, I think in the first moment it just sucks, to be honest with you. I think, yeah, every athlete that competes here in a final, maybe in an individual, in a duo or in a trio competition, you never want to end up finishing 4th. At the same time, I think it's okay to have in the first moment some of these negative emotions. You're a little bit sad. You put a lot of effort. I mean, you were fighting throughout the final, and you don't have the reward. Coming back to it later.
So let's just have a look back at some of the highlights of that bronze medal match.
It will be there very soon. I got fresh information from our great press officer. Big applause for him. So, we are going to change over to the gold medal mystery, where we get the decision about the European champion. You can get some rings. Then we go on with the next great fight with 5 athletes all the time. 3 at the line. The coaches, and the audience, the fans of the next teams from Czechia and Norway.
Well, nice to see the athletes congratulating each other after that real battle for a bronze medal. And Slovakia just getting over the line, and Serbia having to settle for 4th place. The gold medal match will start soon. That's Czechia versus Norway. One thing's guaranteed in the gold medal match is that you will at least walk away with a silver. But Chris, we were just dealing with the mental side of shooting when it comes to a 4th place, be it individually or in a trio or a duet or a mixed team.
Yeah, right. So as I was just saying, I think it's important that you give these emotions that you feel in that moment, in the first couple of minutes, the space to. Yeah, it's okay to be a little bit sad, to be disappointed about missing out just so closely on the medals. I think that's just natural, and that needs to get out of the system. And then at some point, a little like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, half an hour after the final, it's always good to come back again, maybe talk with your coach again, talk also about the things that were good, and then looking back, also being a little bit proud of what you did. Because it was a long way until you got to this point. There was a lot of work and a lot of things that you did right up until this moment, and that's super important that you appreciate those things that you did good and take that home with you, so you get a positive mindset again.
Yeah, so that when you come back for the next tournament, you're all set to go. We're set to go, and we'll be back in a few moments' time for the gold medal match between Norway and Czechia. Do stay with us on the ESC video stream. If you're on Facebook or YouTube, then you're live and with us, and thank you very much for doing so. We'll see you in a few moments.
Special optics, many special things to be perfect. You shoot an extreme perfect shot. The black is really small, and the 10 is extremely small. So these are high precision shooters. That's why they have jackets. It's a massive full of technique rifles. Same shell as before. Remains 13. Repositions. Roll, kneeling, stand. They all together build up the team of Czechia and Norway. 2 shots, 1 team result. The better one. That's 2-1. In case of an equal peace.
now comes from 1, 2, 3, Norway!
Good afternoon. Well, almost the afternoon. We're 4 minutes away from it being midday. Hello to you and welcome back to day 4 even. Day 4 of the European Championships. We're here for the bronze medal match, the gold medal match even. It's been a busy day already. The gold medal match in the 50-metre rifle, 3 positions trio men. It's Czechia versus Norway. My name is Rory McAllister. I'll be your commentator. Alongside me, Christoph Durr of Switzerland. And we are your commentary team. So the Norwegians have come out, John Herman Hegg, Ole Martin Halvorsen and Henrik Larsson. A very formidable trio, as is this from Czechia. Jiří Prevratsky, the former world and European record holder, alongside David Hrekilak and Filip Nepashal, make up the Czechia trio.
With your applause, come on everybody, applause, applause,
That's quite funny. We've got the assistant director saying that I need a coffee to keep me on track. That's probably true. So Czechia versus Norway. Who will take the gold medal in this trio match? We've just seen a real battle for the bronze. And it almost went right down to the end. There's Kim Lund, who's the coach for Norway, taking his seat. Meanwhile, at the opposite end, Lubos Opelka, a very experienced man in the world of shooting.
For sure, and it's going to be definitely an interesting final here. Norway certainly being the team that has to be beat here. I would slightly favor them in this final, just because also how the Europeans have been running for them. They scored a lot of individual medals, but as well team medals already. We saw them clinching gold in the duet. We saw them taking home gold yesterday in the team event as well for the prone match. So they're certainly a little bit favored here, but we'll see what Czechia can, how hard Czechia can make it for them.
Well, no surprise to me. I don't know about you, Chris, to see John Herman Hegg in the standing position for Norway. One thing I'm really interested in is this prone battle, Prevratsky versus Larsson, because in my eyes, certainly Henrik Larsson is the last person I'd want to be shooting against in a prone position. And likewise with Prevratsky, the former world and European record holder at 3 positions. So taking a closer look at the Czechia team, David Hrekilak, who is in the kneeling position. It's Filip Nepashal who is standing with the orange visor. Nepashal, 26 years old, Hrekilak, 33, and here's Jiří Prevratsky, or Jirka, to his friends in the prone position. Still only 24 years old, with 21 World Cup medals already. 10 of them gold. He has 3 European Championship medals, 2 gold and 1 bronze. And moving on to the Norway trio. Henrik Larsson in the prone position. And even when he stands as well, he has one of the widest stances I've ever seen. It almost looks uncomfortable the way Henrik Larsson stands. His right leg is almost as if he's trying to do the splits. It's flung out, isn't it, as far as he can go. And like that, when you see him in the prone position,
yeah, right,
there really is a big spread of triangular legs at the back. But here he is. I followed Henrik's career almost from the very beginning. I met him as a junior. He's done commentaries with me as well. He's a quiet person, but very witty and very funny. And sometimes just comes out with a killer line. Henrik's now 27 years old. As a world champion in the 3 position, that was in Cairo. And also John Hegg was part of that particular team. We've just seen Ole Halvorsen, who has 2 World Cup medals, a gold and a bronze. And here's John Herman Hegg, 26 years old, a 3 positions world champion. That was alongside Henrik Larsson. I believe Simon Clausen was the 3rd member back in 2022. And John Herman Hegg, because of medals here in the duet, now has 10 European Championship medals.
certainly world class there for Team Norway at the line. A lot of experience as well, a lot of experience in finals like this, and bringing home multiple golden medals. But likewise on the Czechia side, a lot of experience on the line right there. Jirka Privratsky, one of the best shooters these days. But as well, Filip Nepečal, who has shot very, very great already throughout his career. David Hirschkolak as well, very strong shooter. Here we see Martin Halvorsen. He has been the newest addition to the team, let's say, to the Norwegian team. Already an experienced shooter himself, nevertheless. Already for 3-4 years already in the team there as well.
So just before it starts then, Chris, and we get the 30-second warning, let's just whip through this. So of these 6, in the standing position, the athlete you wouldn't want to shoot against?
well, John Hermanheg is certainly a fantastic standing shooter, I would say.
Okay, so he's the one you don't want to face standing. Who do you not want to face kneeling?
Well, in kneeling I would feel quite comfortable myself, I would say.
Okay. Any of them, any of you 6. Okay, great answer. And in terms of prone, who is the last athlete out there that you would least like to face in a prone competition?
No, Henrik is certainly a very, very strong prone shooter. But at the same time, you have on the other side, you have one of the best shooters these days with Jirka Privratsky, so it could be anyone's here, really.
Right, we'll just send Chris to the kneeling position changing room then and skip the prone and standing competitions. Okay, if you are joining us on YouTube or Facebook, thank you very much for doing so. If you'd like to get involved in the live chat as well, you're more than welcome to do so. It's always interesting to see where you are around the world and see your comments of support and love for the shooting sport. So my name is Rory McAllister. Alongside me, Christoph Durr of Switzerland, a 2-time World Cup medalist. Also has 2 European Championship medals, a Junior World Cup gold, and a Junior World Cup silver. So this is the 50-meter rifle, 3 positions, trio men gold medal match. We're live for you here in Châteauroux, and the time has just gone midday. 32.7 is the highest combined total, with a 10.9 being the highest individual score per athlete. And as you can see then, those totals are combined. Norway already with a 31.8. And Czechia 2.1 behind in that series. Each series is 50 seconds long.
Absolutely fantastic start into this match for Norway. 31.8 is a really strong result. That gives you really good odds to win the point of this round here.
And the advantage, of course, Chris, as well, with 50 seconds, which is what you'd be given in a standing position. When you're in prone, technically it means you've got longer than other events.
Yeah, normally you get like 30 seconds for a prone shot. So it's definitely more time than usually. And we also almost never see a prone shooter using up all the time that they get. They're usually the first ones to shoot, and then they just gotta wait until their teammates have finished. Ooh, there we see the first tie of this trio competition finals. 30.5 points for each team, giving each team 1 point. And the new score, we're standing with Czechia 1 versus Norway 3.
For the next competition slot, load. Start.
Let's see who's getting the first shot off here. Great shot there by Martin Halvorsen, 10.6 in the kneeling position for Norway. 31.0, 10.6 for Filip Nepicha, brings it home. No, 10.2. All across the board for all the three Czech shooters. 30.6 versus a 31.0 for Norway, giving Norway another 2 points and already a 4-point lead in this final over Czechia.
So if you are just joining us, Norway already 4 points in front. As we were saying at the beginning of the gold medal match, both of these trios have their strengths. All 6 athletes world class, but this Norwegian trio, as Chris was saying, with over the last few years the addition of Halvorsen, this time with a 9.6, and as we've just been saying, pretty balanced, all world class, and Czechia with a minimum shot of a 10.4, total of 31.6, well in front of Norway that time with a gap of 1.1.
We just see Martin Halvorsen adjusting his position. A 9.6 was certainly not the shot that he was hoping for. And now with this adjustment, he hopes to get the tensions out that he was probably having, that made the shot fly away a little bit out of the center. Kneeling being a very complex position. A lot of things have to go upon of each other, that the position is very statically stable with a passive stability, not with a active where you hold it with muscle tension somewhere. Recovered with a 10.2. So seems to be going in the right direction, but Czechia is able to tie the game again. 5 points each. With a 30.9 for Czechia versus a 29.7 for Norway.
Well, interestingly enough, a few moments ago, and that's the beauty of these trio matches, Norway were 5-1 in front, and now it's 5-5.
Norway took the timeout.
So Kim Lund, the Norway coach, is just having a word with John Hegg. I think probably on the lines of, "You okay?"
Yep. Seems good. No, but certainly this is a great time. We saw Martin Halvorsen adjusting after the last shot that he did. Now with a 10.2, he clenched a little bit back. It seems like he found a little bit back into the game, but nevertheless this minute gives him some more time, some additional time to readjust his position. Otherwise it's just like a couple of seconds really that you have in between the shots where you can adjust, and this minute gives you a little bit more space to check whether all your settings are good. We see Jirka Privratske actually also adjusting his rifle, so seems like the guys are not all too happy yet with their positions. Also David Hirschkolak changing something on his sling. Probably something that he realized that he's not having enough of the stabilization of the sling. The sling is really something that helps you, especially if you tie it a little bit more up. Can give you more stabilization into the rifle. On the other hand, if it's too tight, it can create movements as well, and especially also transmit your pulse that you're feeling in the upper arm. And so you want to hit the sweet spot there, but in a final it's usually that they add a little bit more tension to it.
That is incredible and obvious at the same time, isn't it, that sling.
See there, 10.8 by Martin Halvorsen. 10.8 by John Herman Heck. We see great shooting right there. 31.7 for Czechia. Just doubling up on the two 10.8s that Norway was shooting, and 9.9 from Henrik Larsen. The pro position wasn't enough to bring the points home for Norway, so that these 2 points of this round go to Czechia. And for the first time in this final, they're in the lead with 7 to 5 points. Momentum switched a little bit to the Czech team.
First trio to get to 16 points takes gold. Norway were 5-1 in front. Now it's 7-5. Well, all shots in the 10s at the moment. Nepashal nearest our camera. Now to shoot, and it's a 10.6. Oh, 31.6. And Czechia win that series by 0.3. And they're now 4 points in front, 2 series in front. And Norway really, you'd have to say, have to start turning the screw here in order to try and get back into this gold medal match. Because Czechia have had a timeout. Lubos Opelka has been over. They've made adjustments. All 3 positions, all 3 athletes making adjustments.
Do you think the last timeout was being called by the Norwegians? So at the moment they don't have this card anymore up their sleeves. It's always a strategic card as well to pick the timeout in a certain moment. So that's certainly as well an advantage for the Czech team right there.
Yeah, so Lubos Opelka still has the option to take a timeout. He won't at the moment. Czechia are in front. But Norway, that's a decent total. So Nepashal now needs a 10 or higher. And it's a 9.8, so they lose out by 0.1. And Norway have come back into this gold medal match. Czechia 9, Norway 7. Minimum shot, Halvorsen, was the 10.2. Decent shot in the mid-10s from Larsen in the prone position. As Chris and I were saying earlier, really the prone position is your safety net. And that's where you rely and count on the athlete in the prone to come up with the mid to high 10s. So there is Henrik Larsen. His opposing athlete is Yuri Pravatsky, and there he is. The former world and European record holder at 3 positions. 10.9 from Halvorsen, 10.6 from Hegg, and Larsen actually with the lowest of the trio. 31.7, and that's a series win. So Norway are back in this because Czechia already are 12.0 behind. There's Jeanette Justad, who already has a couple of medals from this European Championships. And it's getting to the point with Jeanette where I don't think she's going to have room in her house to house all the medals that she keeps taking. Well, interestingly now, Lubos Opelka, the Czechia coach, has taken his timeout as Norway have managed to claw this gold medal match back to 9 points each.
We just saw him helping Jirka Privratsky to adjust a little bit the front side there, actually. Now the question is, did they adjust the front side to make it a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller? Usually, if you make it smaller, then it is because you want to see it a little bit more close. You hope to get the better 10s out of your shots, because you're seeing the, if you're slightly off, you see that better. On the other hand, usually in a tense moment like that, you're also fighting some movements of the rifle, whether it is from pulse or from whatever it is, and then you want to open the front sides a little bit, the diameter of the front sight, and that helps you to just not get stressed so much about the movements of the rifle, and helps you to release the shot in a more relaxed fashion, which is most of the time even more crucial than standing absolutely still in the middle, because yeah, at the end you can perfectly sit still in the middle, but then if you're having like a terrible shot release, then you're pulling the shot out of the center, and then yeah, it doesn't matter so much anymore. See slight pulse movements here from Martin Halvorsen. The rhythmic movements.
Yeah,
but
he knows.
Great shot nevertheless, 10.7.
Yeah, and he knows he'd hit a decent shot there. Just his reaction. Meanwhile, across the other side, Rakulak hit a 10.7 as well. And Czechia have just taken that series by 0.4. So Norway, again, are the chasing trio. Czechia on 11, Norway on 9.
This is an absolutely fantastic level here. This is really world-class shooting. It's also something that you would expect with having so many shooters of this format in such a final. But this is really on a high level what the guys are showing here. Could be anyone's actually. A slight advantage to the Czech team at the moment, but it still could be anyone's here. Very steady aim for Jirka Privratsky there. 10.5 is a good shot.
And 31.1. I mean, it looked like a strong series. That 9.2 from Filip Nepochal of Czechia is what's caused that deficit of 1.1. Kim Lund, the Norway coach, will give a penny for his thoughts right now. In fact, I'd probably give about 10 or 20 euros, actually, to be fair. 11-11.
Yeah, coaches, they can't do anything anymore at this moment in time. They both use their timeouts, so now they're just banned to sit in their chair in the back and see what the athletes are doing. Here's John Herman Hegg. A signature thing of him is certainly the very extensive razor blocks that he has. That's really a signature thing for him to help him relax his neck. And another tie at 31.2 points for each team, giving each of them 1 point, and we go on with a still tied final at 12-12. Fantastic shooting right there.
Yes, and even with Norway, 3 shots in the 10s. But because Rekulak and Pravatsky were the higher 10s, Nepochal's was able to be lower. 1 point each, takes it to 12-12. And now Lubos Opelka looks arguably the most nervous I think I've ever seen him.
Yeah, normally he's a really relaxed guy, but now it seems also that the tension got to him a little bit. Filip Nepochal. Steady aim. Always going to be the shot release.
So 9.7 or higher, and it's a 10, which means Czechia take that series win. And Lubos Opelka, I'm sure his heart rate, well, he's on the edge of his seat now. And no wonder, because like Kim Lund, but Lubos Opelka knows exactly what this trio are capable of, and he knows what his squad of shooters are capable of as well. And these athletes have come here to this European Championship with only one thing on their mind, and that's going home with gold medals.
Norway now with their backs against the wall. They have to score the next point, otherwise it's over for them. The pressure is on them. Oh, 10.7, strong shot there by Halvorsen. Let's see what Henrik Larsen can add. 10.6, which is strong as well. 10.8 by Filip Nepochal will bring it home for Czechia. Oh, 10.6. Oh. Just 0.1 of a difference between the two teams.
So what's going to happen here? Are we going to see another draw? Will we see a clear series win? John Hegg, as always, just takes it all, literally looks like he's waiting for a bus.
Stoic demeanor. That's really a signature thing for him as well. You hardly see him showing any emotions in such a final.
He's an amazing guitarist as well. I don't know if you've ever seen John play the guitar, but he's almost as good at guitar as he is at shooting. So 31.4, Norway, well, Czechia needed a 10.7 or above, and it was a 9.7. And Henrik Larsen on that last shot slammed in a 10.6. There was another 10.6 from Halvorsen, and all John Hegg had to do was hit something in the 10s, and he did. A 10.2, and Norway have nicked it right at the very end. They were in front earlier on in this gold medal match. They were 5-1 in front. Czechia managed to pull it back to 5-5. And then it was a battle then. It just swung one way and then the other. Czechia then at one point had the advantage, but now have to settle for the silver medal. and it's hugs all around. A really decent performance up against this formidable Norway trio. Henrik Larsson, Ole Martin Halvorsen and John Herman Hegg are the European champions in the 50-metre rifle 3 positions trio men. There are the silver medalists, Filip Nepomuk, David Rakilak and Jiri Pravatsky.
What a final, really, really high level here. What we've seen, the level of shooting was incredibly high from both teams, both Czechia and Norway. And yeah, the last shot, it could have been anyone's here, with a slightly better end for Norway now. Giving them another gold medal. I don't know about the medal standings at the moment, but seems to be that they must be leading the tableau at the moment, at least in the rifle discipline for sure.
Yes, we're now going to get the official announcements. And the bronze medalists, therefore, will join the other 2 trios up at the front. And there we are lined up on the European stage at the European Shooting Championships 2025. Slovakia confirmed as the bronze medalists. It was a decent match earlier on. They managed just to edge out Serbia in that bronze medal match. Czechia, meanwhile, take the silver medal in that battle we've just seen for gold. And the Norwegians are the European champions.
For this fantastic final. Eventually, we got also the monitor for that it looks also good at TV. Normally we have one, but we don't wait for it. Come on. I think I know the 3rd place. And don't leave, we must have announced it. Czechia, stay please, stay there. We wait for the monitor, but it doesn't come, so. We announce the bronze medal goes to the athlete.
So the bronze medalists getting their announcements. And the Slovakian trio of Stefan Sulek, Ondrej Holko, and then Patrik Jani, who's on the left, as you look. Ondrej Holko in the middle. And now Czechia, the silver medalists. They almost did it, they almost deserved the gold, and just lost out in the last series. So Stefan Sulek, Ondrej Holko, and Patrik Jani, the bronze medalists, and then the silver medalists, where Czechia, Filip Nepomuk, David Rakilak, and Jiri Pravatsky. And then the Norwegians took the gold. Henrik Larsson, Ole Martin Halvorsen, and John Herman Hegg. Well, another decent couple of matches. And thanks if you did come along. Thanks for also taking part in the live chat on YouTube. Thanks for doing so. So the bronze medal match, that's how it finished up. Slovakia 16 points to 12 against Serbia. And in the gold medal match, Czechia were just pipped at the very end. Norway took the gold and the title of European champions, 16 points to 14. Well, after that drama and excitement, let's have a look back at the highlights. Once again, Norway are gold medalists, and this time the title of European champions. I was just actually looking through Henrik Larsson's record, and although he has those 4 World Cup medals, is still a World Cup gold that actually eludes him at the moment. So I'm sure nice for him to bag another European medal. That means he has 9. John Hegg notches that up to 11 European Championship medals. I know, it's just unfathomable, really. So Norway are the first gold medalists of the day, and that is our schedule for the rest of day 4. 3 o'clock local time here in Châteauroux. We'll go outside for the skeet solo, and then that runs right the way through to 5:45. We have a packed afternoon. Do join us for the skeet events. We'll be live on Facebook and YouTube. But from myself, Rory McAllister, from Christoph Durr, and our entire broadcast team here, we'll see you later on today. Au revoir for now.